I don't know if you guys do that. I do that, right? When showering, I like the hot water, right? Especially the rain shower, right? Splashing on my body, right? And I feel really, really calm, right? I don't have to think about anything else, and that is my safe space, right? Now, meditation can also be, right, sitting in a room, right, without any noise, without any distractions, right? Put your phone away, right? Make sure you cannot hear your phone vibrate. Make sure you turn off your phone, do whatever you have to do, and just not think about anything else, right? Now, let me share with you guys some tips on meditation. Now, when I started meditating, right, it was hard for me to not think about anything else, right? Because we have so many things going on in our life, right? We have like, all right, 8 p.m. I have Wei Xiang's webinar, right? 8 p.m. I have Wei Xiang's webinar. Um, Maybe I just need to make sure that I have enough time to eat dinner before Wei Xiang's webinar start, or maybe I should buy dinner before Wei Xiang's webinar start. Right now, all these thoughts, all right, or I mean, it can be simple thoughts, simple things like, okay, later I need to, I need to remember that I need to buy milk, or I need to remember that okay, tomorrow I have meetings, or I have certain deadlines by my boss or whatever, right? So meditation is the act of not thinking about anything else. Now, I know it's hard, so let me give you some tips, right? So what you want to do, right, especially when you just started meditating, right, is that you kind of acknowledge the thought. Now, when you are sitting still, right, and then you close your eyes or whatever, right, and then you find a comfortable position, right, and then just stay still for a few minutes, right, and then it's like 2 minutes, 3 minutes go by, right? You're not thinking about anything else, and then suddenly, bam, right? A thought came in. Now, when a thought came in, what you're going to tell yourself is, you acknowledge that thought, right? But you just tell yourself that you're going to think about it later, and then you put it aside. All right. So meditation is the act of being calm. All right. It really really helps, right, to regulate your emotions, right. To have a really really fresh psychology, right. Because I mean I it really really helped me, right, when I was when I first started sorry, in my early days of trading, right. Especially when I'm learning to control my emotions, right? Where especially when um, the psychological part, right, it comes in, right? And then of course it plays with my fear, plays with my greed, right? But after so many years of trading, right, um, a good day is just a Monday, and a bad day is just a Tuesday, right? I'm talking about trading, right? I mean, if I experience a loss, right, nah, it's just Tuesday, whatever, right? And I mean, if I experience a win, it's okay, it's just Monday, no problem, right? So of course, this would be really really helpful, right? Especially if you are new, right? And then of course you want to master the master the art of being calm in the chaos. Now, one more thing that you guys will experience, right, is the fear of missing out, right? Especially if you guys are have joined like a lot of those trading groups, right, where a lot of retail traders are grouped together, specifically like Telegram, whatever, and then you see, okay, NFP. Let's say for example, NFP is coming, right? So when NFP data is being released, right, there will be a lot of volatility. Now, when there is a lot of volatility, right, some people make money, some people lose money, right? And then of course, and for a fact that you know that, right, you don't want to miss out on potentially big profits, right, or easy and fast money, right, fast profits. Now, so what you experience is you have a fear of missing out, right? Fear of missing out. So later I'm going to address it, right? The fear of missing out. So I mean, yeah, I think one of the easiest fix, right, of fixing, right, the fear of missing out during high volatility, right, is not to trade on a lower time frame, but instead trade on a higher time frame, right? Because that is where you see the bigger picture, right? Now, the second one is identifying emotions, right? Now, I kind of do this exercise today, like till today, right? Is that every day before I take a trade, right? Every day before I take a trade, it's like subconsciously I would ask myself, hey, how am I feeling today? Right? How am I feeling today? Right? Is my day good? Am I tired? Am I knackered? Am I Am I just fatigued, lethargic? Am I angry? Am I happy? Right? Try to identify your emotions, right? Try to identify your emotions. Now, when you identify your emotions, then that is when you can kind of know the state of mind, and you can ask yourself, hey, right now I'm feeling angry. Should I be taking a trade? Or do I want to wait for 5 minutes, right? Meditate for 5 minutes or do something else for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, whatever works for you, and then come back into trading, right? So identifying emotions, I think today it has become, it's become like, I don't know, it's become it's become a habit, right? I constantly ask myself, um, how am I feeling, right? Especially during when I'm trading, right? When there's a trading session, that or when I'm analyzing the market, right? Now, why is it so important to identify emotions? Now, emotions can cloud our judgment, right? Emotion can cloud our judgment. Now, let's say for example, okay, even when you're not trading, you are just analyzing the charts, right? How does emotion cloud your judgment? Now, I'll give you one example. So let's say, for example, you are analyzing a chart on, let's say, AUDJPY, right? AUDJPY. Now, when you are analyzing the chart and then you're feeling angry, right? And then, of course, that will kind of place with your bias, your directional bias, right? Maybe price action is telling you that it's going up, but because, right, you are feeling angry, right? Your psychological state of mind isn't perfect, right? Isn't suitable for trading, right? Maybe you would think that it's going the opposite direction, right? So when you experience emotions, right, number one is to stop trading immediately, right? Stop trading, especially negative emotions, right? If you're happy, right, just calm down first, right? And then and then of course just calm yourself down. I'm not saying that, you know, you have to be like emotionless. I think that's quite impossible because humans, not even humans, let's say humans, dogs, whatever, right? Well, we all have emotions. Okay. Now, identify emotions before taking a trade or when analyzing, right? And of course, become aware of your ignorance. Okay, so emotions can cloud judgment, and uh, emotions can influence speculations, right? Right. So just now, remember I said something about when you're analyzing the charts, right? You don't want to have any negative emotion, right? Because it will influence your bias, your directional bias, right, of the price. Okay. Now, next thing is fear versus greed. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have experienced, right? There's a fear of losing money and the greed of making more money, right? So one of the thing that I one of the thing that helps, right, is that you should stop over leveraging. Now, what do I mean by over leveraging? Who here uses 1 to 500 leverage? Anyone? Who here uses 1 to 500 leverage? Okay, I tell you what. Type your leverage in the questions. So I kind of want to know what is the leverage that you're using. One to 10, 1 to 500. Mm-hmm. 1 to 10, 1 to 500. Yep. Now, the thing about leverage is that when you are using that much leverage, right, it allows you to open a bigger position size. Now, when you're able, right, to open a bigger position size, right, then of course then you are not you're not you don't have a risk management. You cannot follow your risk management plan, right? So I would say leverage, use only what you need, right? Take a few weeks or few months to find out, lower down your leverage and then see if it suits your trading style or not. Okay, so let's say for example, if I am trading like maybe like a 1% risk per trade, right? What's the leverage that I need? Right, maybe 1%, probably I would need 1 to 50 or 1 to, depending on how many positions that I have. So maybe a 1 to, yeah, 1% risk reward trade, probably just a 1 to 50, right? Because if you're trading on 1 to 500 leverage, right, then of course now I think I've went through the session on the relationship between leverage and margin, right? So the higher leverage that you have, the lesser margin that you use, right? Margin is it's something like I don't know, it's something like a collateral, right? A safe deposit, right? That you use to open a trade, to make sure that there is margin, right? Sorry, margin exists because broker wants to make sure that you have enough money to hold the trade, right? So if you are using lesser margin because you have high leverage, right, that means you can open a lot more, you can risk a lot more position, right? So yeah, you can open really big positions, right? Then of course that is one of the I would say one of the safety net, right, that is broken, right? So your leverage, right, should always be just nice enough for you to use, right? And of course then of course that way you cannot open that big of a position size because you cannot leverage too much. All right. So and then of that, another thing that you might experience, right, when you have either of these if you have either of these emotions, right, fear and greed, is that you might double down on losing positions, right? Double down on losing positions. Let's say for example, if let's say you have a buy, right, long on, let's say gold, right, and then if it's in drawdown, then you add another position, right, and then it comes down to even more drawdown, then you add another position, right? And then another one is removing stop loss, right? I'm sure many of you have removed your stop loss, right, on a losing position before, right? Even I have done that, right? When I first started trading, right, I was just like praying and hoping that price would come back up to my take profit level. Sorry, to my break even. And then when price comes back up to my break even, right? And then I started to think to myself, okay, since right now price is at break even, I want price to go up and hit my stop loss. Sorry, hit my take profit, right? So when price is in drawdown, right, I experience fear. When price goes back up to break even, I experience greed because I want, okay, because I think to myself, all right, so because price has already go down so much, right? Maybe if you have a $2,000 account, maybe it's drawn down at $1,200. You think to yourself, okay, since price has come down to $1,200, right? At the lowest point of its drawdown, right? And then now it's at break even. I want to make $1,200 at least as well, right? So these are the emotions that is really toxic in trading, right? Fear and greed. Okay, so make sure if you are experiencing fear and greed, please do not trade, right? Step away from trading, right? And then of course, a revenge trading. Now, what happens when you hit a stop loss? When you hit a stop loss, I'm pretty sure also many of you, right, you want to enter another trade, right, to kind of revenge that losing trade, right, that trade that was lost, right? So revenge trading is an act of attempting to recoup a loss, right? And of course the desire to retaliate against the market, right, is most of the time motivated by anger, right? And of course unpleasant emotions, unpleasant emotions to and of course you're basically using unpleasant emotions to influence trading decisions, right? Okay, so yeah. Okay, so how to get rid of revenge trading? Now, take a step back temporarily, right? Take a break. I don't know, go for a walk, something like that. Go to the gym, go for a swim. Do what you have to. Take a shower, feel fresh, right? Yeah, probably I would say 10-15 minutes. Yeah, take a break. Just kind of clear your mind for a little bit, right? Make a self-assessment, right? Assess state of mind, right? Like basically identifying emotions, right? And of course, assess market conditions. Now, some of the questions to ask yourself, right, when you're assessing the market conditions, right, is that number one, are the markets too volatile to trade? Number two, are there no solid trends or trading opportunities? And number three, what are the factors, right, that is driving the market at this particular period that makes it so difficult to trade, right? Is it high volatility due to inflation or interest rate decision or unemployment, right? So these are the few factors. These are the few tips, right, on how to get rid of revenge trading, right? Ultimately, you have to really identify your emotions, right, and of course assess your state of mind. All right. Of course, you can also assess your trading strategy, right? Have you got a solid exit strategy in place, right? A lot of people, right, they just want to enter trades, right, but they don't know how to get out of the trade, right? They don't know how to get out of the trade. So you can enter a trade and easy, right? But when should you get out? Do you want, especially, I would say fear and greed also happens, right? When you are in a trade and you want to get out of the trade, right? Sure. Now the thing is, how? Let me give you an example of how fear and greed is present, right? When you're in the trade, right? So let's say the trade is in profit, right? Let's say the trade is in profit. Now, um, do you want your greedy state of mind will tell you to keep holding, right? To keep holding, right? To make more profits, or your fear emotions will tell you to close the trade and secure your profit. Now, both of them are wrong. And when should you close your trade, right? It's based on technical analysis without any emotional bias, right? Without emotional bias. Now, it will make sense that, okay, if price fails to break this level, I will close this trade. If price reaches this level, I will close this trade, right? You have to have a certain set of rules, okay? Now, another thing to ask yourself is, did you stick to your exit strategy, right? What about your entry criteria, right? Entry criteria is also very, very important, right? I would say entry criteria is the most important, right? In when you're trading, right? You don't want to enter at the wrong place, you don't want to buy at the wrong place, right? So entry is very, very important, right? And do you see a solid entry setup, or did you force a trade, right? So this is one of the very, very common issue, right, that's faced by many traders worldwide. Okay, so is that sometimes they have a trading strategy in place, right? Sometimes they have a trading strategy in place. It's just that, you know, sometimes it can go for a few days without they go for a few days without taking a trade or whatever, or they just really feel like taking a trade, and then they just force a trade, right? When you begin forcing a trade, you're basically not trading anymore, right? You are gambling. Okay, now make necessary and adjustments, right? Acknowledge that the losing trade was not what you expected or not what you wanted, right? Note the feedback and learn how, and then throw away the trade, right? So what do I mean by note the feedback and what you learn, right? So later we'll go through not this session, but I think in like next few sessions, right? On We will cover that on a trading journal, right? So basically, you learn from your trading journal, right? Everyone is supposed to have a trading journal, right? So you learn from your trading journal what happened during the trade, whether the trade is a losing trade or the trade is a winning trade. Okay, and then of course, imprint, right, or mentally rehearse what you wish had happened, right? And then of course, I know maybe you say, hey, I should follow my strategy, I should follow my exit strategy, right? Something like that. And of course, affirm to yourself, right? That's how I will do it next time, right? And unfortunately, it's kind of the only way to kind of get rid of revenge trading, right? It's a very, very tricky situation to be in, right? When you're facing so much emotions, right? When markets are volatile, right? And of course, you want to just get rid of revenge trading. It's quite a journey. It's quite a journey. But of course, one of the, if I can give you one tip, right? That would be when you place a trade, right? As soon as you place a trade, right? Just take it as the trade just take it as you have already lost the trade, right? So when you take a trade, just take it as you have already lost the trade. And then kind of you have to be able to make peace with your losses, right? Make peace with your losses, right? So I mean, don't hold any resentment, right? Don't hold any anger, right? When you lose a trade, right? We are not going to be 100% right all the time, right? In fact, I'm only right about 35% of the time, right? And I am still profitable, right? Because I have a high risk reward ratio. Okay, now that's it for the slide, right? I'll give you guys 4 minutes, right, to have any to ask any questions, right? We have a quick Q&A, okay, and then for the rest of the session, right, we will be analyzing the charts. Okay, so if you guys want to ask me anything, now it's your time about the slides. So tired today. I don't know, like yesterday and today is like super tired. No, actually yesterday was fine. It's just that during, I think like after midnight, I don't know why. So I usually sleep like 4 a.m., 3 a.m. Oh my god! But yesterday I was like feeling so tired at like 1 a.m. Then I slept at 2 a.m. Right. It's just, I mean, there's so much project that's going on. If you guys don't know, I'm currently working on a few other investment projects that's coming on. Yeah. Oof. I mean, because then of course some of you might ask, hey, aren't you a trader? So if you're a trader, where do you have time to do all these things, right? And the answer to that question is, I trade on a higher time frame, right? On a 4-hour time frame, on the daily time frame, on the weekly time frame, monthly time frame, so on and so forth. And that is why I don't have to be on the charts 24/7, right? Because when you are trading on a 1-minute time frame, 5-minute time frame, right, of course you have to be on a chart basically practically the whole day, right? Because you need to find you need to find trading opportunities, right? And of course, when you missed out on trading opportunities, right, then of course, it's not going to be so nice, right? When you missed out on trading opportunities, right? Of course, emotions coming. If you ask me, do I still have emotions, right? When I trade, I would say yes. I still have emotions when I trade. Sometimes I lose a trade, then I'll be like, oh, I mean, like, why did I lose the trade? Like, right? Why did I lose the trade? Something like that, right? But how should I put it? How should I put it? How should I put it? Now, when I lose a trade, right, I kind of just like, okay, I've lost the trade. Let's see if there is any. Let's see if there is another key level, right? Where is the next? Identify the next key level, and then of course I would take a trade there, right? And then of course, because I'm trading on a high time frame, so price usually takes a while, right, for the price to reach the level of interest that I want to take a trade on, right? And so during this time, I mean, I will just kind of do other things, and then once in a while I just come back to the charts, and then I kind of like relook right at the analysis that I've done before, and then I ask myself if it's a good analysis. If it's not a good analysis and I have a different opinion on it, then of course I will kind of remove it from my watch list, right, or do some adjustment, right? So yeah, I think this is kind of my routine. Right, let's start with my watch list first, right? So we'll start the live analysis. Let's start with my watch list first. Now, okay, can you take a look at this, right? GBP pounds CAD. Now pounds CAD, price came down. So I expected price to came down, and it did. However, when price came down, it straight away hit my stop loss, right? So it straight away hit my stop loss, right? Was there anything that I can do? No. I think my entry was good. I think just that I don't know. Sometimes price just didn't work out. Maybe I could have extended my stop loss. Let's say I put 30 pips. I think it would still hit my stop loss. Yeah. So I think the entry was good. However, it just didn't play out, right? But of course, hit my stop loss, and then it went up. Right? It went up. Right now, I mean, if I'm still in this trade, right, I would be in a really nice 1-to-9 risk reward ratio, right? So stuff and things happen, right? It's not that when you lose a trade, it's the end of the world, right? GBP USD. Now GBP USD. Remember last week, right? I told you guys that I'm not comfortable taking a buy, right? Just because there is, especially who asked last week? Who asked? I think it's Kelvin, right? Why am I not comfortable taking a buy, right? Because right, we have this uptrend line, and sure enough, right? Sure enough, it did test this uptrend line, right, and then it continued going up, right? So that's why I didn't take a trade on GBP USD the other day. NZD CAD. Now NZD CAD, it actually went up, right? So we wanted to take a sell on. I mean, I didn't take a sell on NZD CAD, right? So basically, let me just explain NZD CAD. Now NZD CAD is what we can see, right? Is we have like a head and shoulder pattern, right? So we have a right shoulder, right, came down, go up, came down, left shoulder, and then of course we're expecting a downward push, right? However, I think price is now having some problems, some trouble pushing up to the top. Let's see if we can take a trade now. Do we take a trade now? Yes, I think yeah, I think okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. So ideally I wanna sell at, if I can just shoot. If I can just balance it out really, really nicely. Yeah. No. Yeah. So I want to take a trade on I want to take a trade here, right here on the New Zealand CAD, right? And of course, giving us a really nice 1-to-6 risk reward ratio, right? So let me just key in. Let me just enter the trade, right? So for those of you, right, I personally will be setting a sell limit, right? I personally will be setting a sell limit on at 0.8 to 100. So be right back. So for those of you who have no idea how to calculate your position, right? This is the website. I will be sending it to you right now. Copy and then put in the chat. Paste. All right. So, right. So basically, how do you use this position size calculator, especially for those of you who are new, right? Just go to currency pair, right? Type in the currency that you want, select the currency that you want, in this instance, we are trading the New Zealand dollar Canadian NZD CAD lah, basically. NZD CAD, right? Let's say, for example, I don't know your account size, so I'll just put maybe your account size. I'm just giving you guys an example, right? $5,000, right? And then let's say you want to risk 2% or 1%, right? Just put in 1% or 2% here, right? And then stop loss, number of pips on stop loss is 20 pips, right? And then of course, this is the position size that you should use, right? For this trade, right? 0.33, right? If you have 5,000, right? So yeah, give me a few moments, right? I will enter this trade now, right? For those of you who want to follow, feel free to follow, right? Red color is the stop loss. The entry is 0.82100, and of course the take profit is 0.80900. I tell you what, I will leave this on, right, for 1 minute. Should I leave this on for 1 minute? Yeah, okay. I will leave this on for about 1 minute, right, for you guys to have a reference, right, on the trade. And then, of course, once you guys have, those of you who want to follow, have entered the trade, then of course we'll move on, right? It's a little bit in drawdown now, but I should be expecting price to come down. Let me just rearrange some stuff. Okay, right. So entered this trade. Let's see how it plays out. Of course, I think this trade would drag. All right. So given the volatility, right, because we are on a 4-hour time frame, right? I mean, those of you who have followed this trade, right, it will kind of give you the I mean, we could potentially hold this till next week, right? And this is how I trade, right? Because I usually trade. I don't go on the lower time frame. It's just so much noise there, right? And of course, CAD really nice trade. Currently it's continuing pushing lower, right? Right now we are at about 1-to-7 risk-reward ratio. So not too bad, not too bad, right? Not too bad. I think this was covered last week, right? Then of course we have GBUSD. This one, I mean, I'm gonna be as transparent as I can, right? Those of right, the trades, right? Even though the analysis was right, and I did not take the trade, right? I'm just gonna tell you guys that I did not take a trade, right? So because there's an up last week, right? Last week, I mentioned that there's an uptrend line, right? And price might reach this level, right? Then if price reaches this level, I will be interested to take a buy, right? Instead of this horizontal level here, right? So yeah, I missed out on GBUSD, right? GBCHF, it's consolidating, right? So I'm not really, so this is what I call consolidation, right? You see price moving up and down, right? With no clear direction, right? And that is something that I will not want to be looking at, right? So GBCHF, nope, right? EuroCAD, right? Welcome to the reality of trading, right? Things will not, even though things goes your way, right? You will not activate, right? So I was waiting for price, right? So my plan, right? Remember the thing I mentioned about trading plan, right? The thing, now my trading plan was that if price reaches this level, I will be interested to take a buy. However, price did not reach this level, so I did not buy, right? I set my buy limit, however, it was not activated, right? Gonna be 100% transparent here, right? So even though it's in profit, right? I mean, if I'm in the trade right now, it will be in profit, right? But unfortunately, what a shame, what a waste, right? And of course, and Euro NZD. This I saw my phone that that there was a notification saying that, because I sent an alert here, right? I sent an alert here, so it actually triggered my alert. So I thought like, okay, now my let it play out. Turns out it did not shoot up high enough, right, for it to be in profit, right? If not, we would have been in a really nice 1-to-12 risk reward ratio right now, right? 12 units of reward. So Euro NZD, will I still be looking at this this setup? Yes, right? Because okay, we generally speaking, price is in an uptrend, right? We can look, if we look on a daily time frame, that price is making a series of high highs and higher lows. So am I interested to taking a buy? Yes, I would be interested to take a buy if price reaches this level here, right? Price reaches this level here. Okay, so if price reaches this this level, right, and then of course it tests the uptrend line, right, on the forward time frame, right, then of course I would be interested to take a buy, right? Okay, so if if price reaches this level, right, where, let me just change my arrow to this arrow. So if price reaches this level, right, I'll be looking at price. So if I were to take a buy, oh sorry, oh my god, what a mess. Hold on one sec. And why is this in red? So if price reaches this level and test this uptrend line, my target profit will be over here at this horizontal line here. Right? Now this horizontal line is the previous high, right? The previous high over here. Okay, so let me just change this because it's so ugly. Let me just change it to a really nice bright color. What about blue? Yeah, okay. Blue is so much nicer. Okay, so if price reaches this uptrend line, right, I'll be interested to take buys here. Right, so sorry, if price reaches this uptrend line, I'll be interested to take buys, and then of course my target will be somewhere around here at 1.80800. Right. NZD-CHF, I was hoping that price retest this level, right? I was hoping that price retest this level, however, it did not, and of course it continued going down, right? Why do I want to take sales on NZD-CHF? It's because, right, we can see that price is in a downtrend, right? Price is making a series of lower lows and lower highs, right? And of course, that's why I'm interested to take sells instead of buys. Okay. However, price did not even come close to reaching this level, so no trade. And of course, Euro USD. I think this one I covered this already just now. Right. Let's look at how our NZD CAD is going. NZD CAD is a slight, little, small, tiny drawdown, but it's okay. Just let it play out. Okay, just let it play out. I think the AUD is quite boring. Yeah, the AUD is quite boring, right? I won't be interested to take longs, right, on AUD CHF, right, because you can see that clearly it's in a downtrend, right? Price making a series of lower lows and lower highs. So no, thank you. AUD JPY, I think the JPY, I think what's moving the most is the JPY. So let's take a look at the JPY. So JPY, am I interested to take buys? Yes, I'll be interested to take buys, right? Why am I interested to take buys? So if we look at, again, we look at price action, right? What is price doing? Price is going up, right? Price is going up. So price making a series of higher highs and higher lows. So I'll be interested to take buys. However, on the lower time frame, right, it's going down. So yes, I will be interested to take buys on AUD JPY, right? I will be interested to take buys, but let's see where are the potential levels for buys. Let's see. Okay, AUD can be quite tricky. I have an uptrend line on this AUD. Yes, I think I know what you're referring to. Are you referring to this, Kevin? Are you referring to this uptrend line here? Right, but okay, now Kevin, the thing about this uptrend line is that it will look good on the 1 hour time frame, right? 1 hour time frame will look good, right? Because there's so many candles, but we are on the high time frame. Oh, not there. Mine longer. Okay, let's see. Uptrend line. Probably here. Probably here. Yeah, I think this is your uptrend line. Yeah, probably. It's most likely uptrend line. Is this uptrend line, Kevin? From the 24th of March. Wow. Okay, 24th of March. Okay, 24th of March. 24th. Ah, okay. So your uptrend line is from here. Okay. And then 24th of March. Hey, one day we should organize a students retreat, probably a yacht party. Too bad Carl isn't in Singapore. Right, we should organize a yacht party. Right, I'll sponsor a yacht party. All right, Kelvin, I think this is your uptrend line. I can drive to JB. You have to come in a Singapore car. Right, because the yacht is in Singapore. Right. I think let me organize. Let me think about it and organize probably one at the year end. And I really want to treat you guys to a really nice retreat. Right, you can have a students retreat at the end of the year. Right. Okay. Kelvin, is this? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it is. Okay. Is it too far? Probably. Now, I'm going to kind of show you like where are the potential key levels that price have to break. Okay, so this is one of the potential key levels that price has to break. Okay, and of course, the more immediate potential key levels is this level here, right? So because if price breaks through this level, then of course it's not making a high, it's not making a lower low. Sorry, it's making a lower low. It's not making a lower high, right? Okay, so price has to break through this level and this level, right? And then of course, we can possibly take a long over here, right, on the uptrend line on the AUD JPY. Right now, I want to focus on the JPY pairs because I think the JPY pairs are the ones moving. So let's see. Yeah, I'm right. So the JPY pairs are the one moving. Okay. CAD JPY. Now, because we have a bias that AUD JPY might come down here, right? CAD JPY, although we can kind of take a gamble, not really a gamble, a calculated risk assessment. Yeah, I just don't feel really comfortable taking this trade. Now let's look at the macro aspects. Now the thing about CDJPY is that so when price came down and then it went up, right? Yeah, it didn't make a higher high, right? And then right now we have an bearish impulsive move, right? Which is something that I am not comfortable taking. Yeah, and then of course this break and retest level is also not really that clear, right? Because we have some leakage over here. And yeah, okay, so potentially there's another key level here. Oops. Potentially there's another key level here. Right, I'm not sure if you guys can see it. Right, takes a little bit of training. You see, so price made a high over here, broke off, retested this level. So CDJPY, if I want to buy, I would most probably be interested to take a buy over here. But I'm going to come back on this and ask myself if I want to take a buy. because right now I really don't know if I should take a buy. But of course, it's a valid setup. Yeah, it's a valid setup. Yeah, it's a valid setup. Yeah. No, I had it to 9. Yeah. Red guy. Yeah. So I'll be interested to take buys around this level. But that's on CAJPY. Random guy just came into my meeting room. Red guy. Right, and of course EURJPY. Yeah. Well, I think CADJPY, CADJPY is one of the CADJPY is one of the CADJPY is one of the ones that I want to take, right? And of course the AUDJPY. And of course USDJPY. No, okay, so USDJPY, what we can see is that price, so once again, right, there is a high, however price failed to make a high, and then of course right now we have an impulse. So I don't know what to feel about that, to be honest. It might be just a retracement, and then of course a continuation towards the upside, but let's see, right? So I think that will be all for today, right? We have GBP/USD, which I already played out, so I'm not going to look at it. Euro CAD missed opportunities. Euro NZD, just waiting to see if price reaches this level. NZD CHF missed opportunity. Euro USD missed opportunity, and of course we have our yeah, then of course the pounds cat also miss opportunity. So after that we have CAD-JPY and AUD-JPY. Yeah, let's see if it plays out. Right, AUD-JPY is yeah, AUD-JPY. So I'll be focusing on these two pairs. So let's see. If yeah, let's see if it's gonna work out. All right. But anyway, guys, thank you for joining tonight's webinar. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's session. Once again, you can sorry. So you can join me tomorrow, 8 Tuesday to Thursday, 8 to 9, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Right? Have a good evening and good night. Thank you guys for joining once again.